Hello everyone, this is André Coelho and I'm here today to talk about a new product from a new partnership between Brendan Power and myself, reactivating the X-Reads website. And the goal is to create innovative harmonicas and accessories that enable players to do what they wouldn't otherwise be able to do on a standard harmonica. So the first product is a simple one. It's just a simple add-on that allows players to have more stable and expressive overblows on hole number 1. We know that on current harmonicas, the overbends are normally easy to hit on holes 4, 5, 6, sometimes 7, but even on custom harmonicas, the first overblow is sometimes a problem, especially when you go lower in the range you have lower keys. It gets a bit complicated to get a good balance between the blow note and the overblow to sustain that. So some time ago I was talking to Brendan about how we could overcome that. And I came up with some ideas, but then Brendan came up with a very interesting design for this little part. This U-shaped part, which we call the OB1 CanOB. So Star Wars fans are going to get the reference, and harmonica players that don't know Star Wars or don't like it are still going to be thrilled about it. I'm going to demonstrate how to install that part and then do a video afterwards to show the results. The harmonica as is now can produce the first overblow, but it's not sounding really great, or you cannot really sustain that for too long. So really it's not working as great as we would expect that. As a passage note, maybe okay. But if you want to sustain that for over, like a few milliseconds, yeah, it's not going to happen. So let's go and show how to install that. To install the OB1, first you need to place the 2 strips that are provided and use a pair of tweezers to remove them from the film paper and place one of them next to the tip of the reed and the other one next to the base of the reed. Then gently press them in place and using a sharp knife or the tweezers, remove the top layer to expose the tape. Go gently not to remove the tape altogether. And now that they're off, we are ready to place the OB1. So we are going to use the black part. This is the part that is going to be in contact with the tape. And we should just leave a couple millimeters from the front groove and place it well centered. So yeah, it's placed correctly. And then we can cut the excess of material on the end using a pair of scissors, a small one. And the idea is to cut them flush with the comb and the reed plate, but even if there's a bit left, it's still okay. It's going to help to locate the finger afterwards. Now let's remove the protection tape from the OB1, and once again carefully not to remove the tape altogether. We can now put the cover plate on, and we are going to use the front groove as support, and then just firmly press with our thumb. Should be well stuck now, And to remove the cover plate, now we're going to place our index finger on the OB1 to help releasing it, and it's good. One of the tape strips became attached to the foam, but we were going to remove that anyway. Then the other one, which is still stuck to the cover plate. So now it's all ready to screw it back. Looks pretty good. If you have some problems with the alignment, you can always use the pair of tweezers to straighten that, and it's ready to go now. Now that we have everything assembled, it's time to check if it's working properly. And one way to do it would be from the back of the harmonica to draw a note here. And we can do it because we have created a channel here. So by blowing that on the other side, on the normal side, it sounds okay. But once we put our finger here, the note is not sounding anymore. We close the channel so the reed cannot swing in that direction. But while we do that, we close that, we can direct all the airflow to the bottom reed, to the draw reed. So then we create the overblow. And we can sustain as long as you want. If we are trying to do that without covering that portion, we may get the overblow, but it will be really hard to sustain. So once we put our finger here, there's no air escaping from the top, so we are having like an optimal situation to create and sustain that overblow. So of course you're not going to use with the finger like that, but you can adapt the way you handle the harmonica to use that portion of the index finger to close that channel, and thus you can play the overblow. So if we are going to play something like, so it's easy to, in the middle of the playing, just either tilt the harmonica to your finger or close that channel, like find a good spot for that. And actually, even with microphones, it's not so hard to do it because we're already cupping, so we just need to find a position in which we close that. And another thing that would be really hard on a normal harmonica, which is to tone block and do the overblows. Now it's possible here on the first hole. So of course I'm going to do that with the left side of my tongue. I'm going to block holes 2, 3 and 4 and attempt to get the first overblow. Yeah, something I wouldn't imagine it's possible. With the OB1, it's now also possible.